So friends, today we are going to explain Squid Game 2, which has just been released. So there are going to be 2 parts of this season, and this is the first part. And if you don't want to miss the second part, then subscribe to the channel quickly. So this season begins with the main character Gi-hun, who was about to board a flight to meet his daughter, but he suddenly comes back. Then he gets a call from the front man, after which he becomes obsessed with closing the game. He goes back to Seoul City. And now we find that a chip is implanted behind each player's ear before entry. And with this, they were able to track all those players, even after the game is over. Now Gi-hun first goes to a shop and buys a cutter, after which he cuts the chip behind the ear and throws it away. And he decides that with these winnings he will ruin the game owners, because he thought that the money was stained with the blood of the dead players. Then we see Detective Jun-ho, who regains consciousness after a long time, whose brother In-ho was the front man, because Jun-ho was shot and then dumped in Ireland water, after which he was saved by Captain Hwang from Ireland, who used to run his boat there for many years. Well, now from here the story is seen 2 years later, where Jun-ho now works in the traffic police, hoping that he might meet the Squid Game guys someday. Jun-ho had also told his higher authorities a lot about this game, but of course no department can take action without proof, or it could be that they are all involved. Now Jun-ho always has nightmares. Behind the mask of the front man that day was his brother, who was also the winner of this game in the past. Well, now we notice that Gi-hun created a company and bought a lot of property in its name, inside which there was also a pink hotel, which he had made his base. Perhaps he had no shortage of money now, and now he had closed this hotel. But then, after some time, the doorbell rang, and he saw that someone had kept the game card for him again. Gi-hun immediately opened the door, and in front of him was the front man, and in his hands were the severed heads of 2 people. Seeing this, Gi-hun's mood deteriorated, and he started shooting at the front man, but actually it was his dream. After some time, a man named Chong came to the hotel to meet him, which tells him that since last 2 years I have been sending my men to the station, but till now we have not seen any salesmen playing dachi there. Then Gi-hun says it's been 2 years since I played the game, and now front man will be selecting players again to play the game, so you have to employ more people, but Chong says it will cost a lot. After which Gi-hun gave him 10 million won, and said find this man by all means, or we won't find him again for a year. Then Chong agreed, and coming out, he set his men to this work. But one of his colleagues, David there, tells him that it will cost a lot. Then Chong says we got a lot of money for it, and he has also promised us that if we do his work, so he will give us 1 billion won. All of them were very happy to hear this, and now they were all willing to do it wholeheartedly. Meanwhile, Jun-ho came to meet the same captain who saved his life, and since then he used to go to neighboring Ireland with this captain, so that he can find his brother, and today again they set out for the same work. The next day, David and Chong told all their colleagues about the front man, who was a very hot 6 feet man, and he used to play dachi with people and give them his card. And now they had to keep an eye on all the railway stations in Korea, because he was going to meet them there now, after which all the people sat in their cars and left for this work. Meanwhile, Captain and Jun-ho went to Ireland. They get nothing from there, after which they both started coming back. But then the captain says that every time you go to Ireland but you get nothing. So now you should forget this game. And these islands are quite windy. And I also found your body floating near Ireland in the same way. I don't even know where your body came from. Therefore, we will not find this island. After which Jun-ho says, okay, after today, we won't go to find Ireland. On the other hand, those people were looking for this front man at all the stations. But they don't know anything. And so the days were passing, because of which Gi-hun was quite worried. Then one day, Chong and David were sitting at the station, and Chong says we are looking for this man for last 2 years. But I think that there is no such person. But David says he may have won money from the game. Then he paid off all his previous loans. And I don't think he would waste that much money like that. Suddenly they heard the sound of Dachi's card falling from the other side, and in front of them a salesman was playing dachi with a boy. And there the boy won, after which the salesman gave him the money. Seeing this, he immediately called Gi-hun and asked him to reach there, from which he immediately left for the station. By then the salesman left, and Chong and David followed him. The guy named Jack standing there saw the numbers on the card, and then he got a call from his girlfriend, which he cut. Actually, his girlfriend was at the abortion center, and she was very angry because Jack didn't pick up her calls, and he also had a card of this game. After that, we are shown this salesman, which both Chong and David were chasing. After that, the salesman came to the beggars near the garden and offered them a bread or a lottery ticket, on which the beggar took the lottery ticket, after scratching which he saw that he had lost, after which that salesman proceeded from there, and started playing the same game with other beggars, on which most of the beggars used to choose lottery tickets. Then a beggar took the bread and ate it. All the other beggars were losing their own lottery. Chong and David found this game of salesman quite strange. Then the salesman threw the bread among everyone. When the beggar came to take it, he started crushing the bread, and said that you all had a chance to eat, but still you all chose fate, and it's all because of you. After which the salesman crushed all the breads. Gi-hun, on the other hand, was driving fast, from which the traffic police stopped him. Jun-ho was also there, and he sent his junior to check. Junior then went ahead and asked for Gi-hun's ID, and he gave it to him, after which Junior fined giving back the ID, which Gi-hun immediately paid him and left. Then both of them felt very strange because he left by fine direct payment, while most people request the fine to be waived. But when Jun-ho saw Gi-hun's name, it felt familiar. On the other hand, Chong and David decided to catch the salesman, so that he does not run away before Gi-hun arrives. Then both went forward to catch him, but the salesman beat them both up considerably. By then, Jun-ho took out Gi-hun's ID details and found out about him. Looking at her picture, he remembered that he had met her one day to find out about her brother, but he refused to talk about the game. Jun-ho then took out the details of Gi-hun's car, which revealed that he used a company car, after which he took the address of this company. Gi-hun, on the other hand, reached the given location, where he found them both tied in bags, and Chong's knife was also lying there, seeing which he started looking around in anger, where the salesman was watching him from the top of a building. After that, we see that he had them both tied to him, and he says, "Now you two will play rock, paper, scissors, and which of you will lose? I will shoot him. Now there's a bullet in my gun, and the space for the remaining 5 bullets is empty. So let's see who will die first." Now both were very scared. David then did not play the game, which led the salesman to shoot at him first, but he survived. Then both started playing the game, and the salesman shoots at the loser, from which both were avoiding again and again. But then the salesman put 4 more bullets in the gun, from which they now had only one chance to escape. Then both started playing this game while being afraid, but this time Chong loses, and the salesman kills it, and asks David that now you will tell me everything truthfully. On the other hand, Jun-ho reached Gi-hun's office, which was closed. Then Jun-ho come out from the window. He went inside and was looking at everything there. Then he saw the statue of the salesman and the game card. A goon came there, and he was gathering his friends because Chong had disappeared, and that goon started to collect his gun. Jun-ho was hiding there. When the goon came out, Jun-ho came and checked the table and found a file of Gi-hun, which had the address of Gi-hun Hotel. Meanwhile, Gi-hun also arrived there, and he saw that his hotel light was on. It never turned on before. As soon as Gi-hun came in, the salesman was already inside, which says, "You should have gone to your daughter." But Gi-hun says, "That day I saw you at the station, so I decided to stay. And thank you for telling me about this game. I stopped because of you, and now I will stop your game forever." Then the salesman says, "Don't thanks me. I am just an ordinary salesman, and I just gave you the card." Then Gi-hun says, "Your boss is playing games with us, and you are his pet dog. Tell me who is your boss, because I have to tell him that you cannot catch such sad peoples and kill them like this." Then salesman says that, "Let me tell you how I reached there. Actually, first of all, I went to this game. Then I saw people like you there. But when they died, I used to burn them because I knew that these people are the garbage of the world who are of no use. So I used to take pleasure in burning them, and I liked this work. Then one day my father came before me, and I was told to kill him. Then I happily killed him too. And then I realized that this is what I was made for." After which Gi-hun says that you can kill people like that, or by playing a game. Both of these actions are wrong. Then the salesman says that you are thinking of yourself as a hero by playing a simple game. But Gi-hun says you cannot understand what I have endured inside the game. Then the salesman says, "Play a game with me too. I have a bullet in my gun and we will take turns shooting each other and then see who survives in the end." Then Gi-hun agreed to play this game. As soon as the salesman rotated his gun, it was Gi-hun's first turn. But as soon as he fired, he survived. But later it was the salesman's turn, but he also survived. Then the salesman says, "How a crazy person like you won this game, I still don't understand." Gi-hun then shot himself a 3rd time, but he survived again. The 4th time the salesman also survived. Now it was Gi-hun's turn again. And now the salesman says that you can win by shooting me, and I have my boss's card in my pocket that you can take. But now let's see if you play honestly or cheat like these trash people to prove that you won this game by mistake and you are not like that. As Gi-hun fired, he survived. But now the salesman was going to die, because that was the last bullet. Then Gi-hun tells him that now you are thinking of killing me. But you also have to believe that you are your boss's pet dog. Otherwise you honestly kill yourself. But then the salesman shot himself. Meanwhile, Jun-ho hears gunshots in Gi-hun's hotel. So he immediately ran inside and started checking all the rooms. Then he finds David in a room who says, "Please don't kill me." He then asks her where Gi-hun is, to which he quickly tells that in room number 410. Gi-hun, on the other hand, took out a card from the dead salesman's pocket. Then Jun-ho came there. He caught him for killing the salesman. David then attacked him from behind and knocked him unconscious. Then David immediately says that I work for Chong and I was the one who told you about the salesman. But then the salesman killed Chong, and as soon as he saw the dead body of the salesman, he started getting angry at him. When Gi-hun saw the card, it had a message to meet at a club in 4 days. The next day, Gi-hun had Jun-ho tied up. Jun-ho then tells him that I met you once in a game, when I asked you in the clothes of a guard if you knew In-ho. Then you said that we are given only numbers. The names are not known. Then Gi-hun trusts him, after which Gi-hun tells him that he is a salesman used to select players for the game. But while playing a game with me, he got stuck in his own game and got killed. And now I want to close this game. He then asks Jun-ho if you know this gamer, and have you seen his face? Then Jun-ho tells him that this is called front man, but he lies here that I did not see his face. After which Gi-hun tells him that this front man has given me a message to meet him. Also his boss told me that he made this game for rich people like him, so they all have to be killed. Then Jun-ho says I have seen these VIPs so I can help you with that. After which he takes both David and Jun-ho into his team. After which he showed them all the reward money and said that this money is the price of those dead people. And I will spoil them with money in these games. And I will give money to both of you. On which both say that we both want revenge. Jun-ho says I have to revenge my brother. And David says that I want to revenge my boss because he helped me in every difficulty. On the other hand, we saw a lot of children at the fair, in which a piggy was giving chocolates to all the children. But she didn't give it to a boy named Tom. After which Bunny came and gave a candy to Tom, which made him very happy. After that, as soon as they got into their dressing room, they were quite worried, because they felt very hot in these clothes. Then a girl named May appeared there. Then Tom came there and said thank you to May, because she gave candy to Tom. Then Tom's father came and took him away. After which everyone started talking about Tom, who had blood cancer, and his father used to earn a little by painting outside. Now hearing this, May became very sad. On the other hand, Gi-hun saw his auntie while she was engaged in her work. Just then Kang came and met them, and they both looked quite happy. Seeing that, Gi-hun calmed down a lot, after which he came and met a booker. Then the broker tells him that I have found Kang and Bae's mother. Currently she is stuck in a prison in North Korea, and my agents will bring him here soon. Gi-hun had already paid a lot of money to the broker. Then, while leaving there, May also saw him. After which May reached the broker. Then the broker tells him that I searched a lot for your daughter in North Korea, but I couldn't find her anywhere. May then gives him money and tells him to try to find her again. Then broker tells him that you killed the soldiers of your own country, and you left your daughter and came here as a traitor. Maybe now the military might have killed your daughter too. After which she got into the car and saw the picture of her daughter and husband and started missing them. Meanwhile, a man came there, and he gave May a card to participate in the game. After which May started thinking about going there. On the other hand, Jun-ho and his mother were missing In-ho. During which his mother says that maybe he doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, because I am his stepmother. To which Jun-ho says you never made a difference with us, and we didn't even have money. Then his mother tells him that I saved your life by giving you a kidney. But then In-ho's wife fell ill, but he didn't have money for the treatment due to which she was killed. The next day, May was leaving after work when she saw Tom being taken to the hospital by ambulance, and there Tom's hat fell off. After which the doctor told Tom's father that it would cost a lot to treat him, and his operation should be done as soon as possible. Then May also heard their words there, after which she approached Tom. At that time he was seeing his daughter and Tom. Now there, May Tom's hat left there. Gi-hun, on the other hand, pulled out one of his teeth and replaced it with a tracker tooth, by which his team will be able to track him anywhere, because they had hired a large team of Marine officers. Now Gi-hun was going to meet the front man at the club the next day. Now he says, you have to do as I say because those people can do anything. To which David tells him that, "Sir, you have a tracker in your mouth with which we will find you from any corner of the world." Now Gi-hun was about to risk his life again, after which he called his daughter, but he could not say anything to him. May, on the other hand, called the number given on the card, which made her ready to enter the game. The next day, Gi-hun arrives outside the club with his team to meet the front man. Then they saw there that today was the day of Halloween, because of which all the people inside the club will be in costume like the front man. Then Jun-ho was seen by the front man, after which Gi-hun and David went ahead. Both went to the club and started looking for the front man. By then outside, Jun-ho saw two people in Squid Game guards' clothes walking in. Then immediately he informed both of them about it, and started trying to get inside. But by then a guard called Gi-hun, and brought him out of there. And both of them started going out. After which Jun-ho came in and saw David lying there unconscious. And from the tracker he found out that they were taking Gi-hun out the back way. But by the time they came out, those guards had left there in the car. Jun-ho immediately asked the other team to follow the vehicle. There was a speaker inside the car through which the front man was talking to Gi-hun. Then the front man tells him that you should have enjoyed the money, and you could live a good life with your daughter with that money. But Gi-hun says, "I want to meet you, but you never came here. And now I want you to close this game." On which the front man says that you all used to play this game as you like. Gi-hun says you made the poor realize their poverty, and made them play this game, which is wrong. Then the frontman would say that people who play this game are losers in their lives, and they are the world's garbage that must be reduced. So as long as this world goes on like this game will go on like this. Meanwhile, Gi-hun's team had found the vehicle and were chasing it. Gi-hun says you kill people as horses, so the frontman replies that you tell these horses not to play this game. When Gi-hun's team started to come forward, so the snipers punctured the vehicle and stopped them there, and Jun-ho's car was stopped like that. After which the frontman says that your team will not be able to do anything. But when Gi-hun tried to shoot at the driver, so the frontman said that you can't make him close the game with a pistol. After thinking for a while, Gi-hun says I have to play this game again, and the rich people who watch this game will enjoy seeing me again. So get me back in the game. Then the front man gets into thinking. So Gi-hun asks him, "Why are you getting worried? Actually, I met your uncle too, and he was also in the same state in front of me before he died. And the last game he lost to me." Then the front man tells him that you are like the hero in the Matrix movie who can die in the process of becoming a hero. But Gi-hun says, "I will prove that the world is good, and I'll go into the game myself and close the game." The front man then accepted Gi-hun's request to return to the game, and left gas in the car and made him unconscious. Then we see that the front man was sitting in the car with the driver, and Gi-hun welcomed him back into the game. And now Jun-ho also heard all these things. On the other side we saw May. She came to some containers and sat in a room. Then we found out that May was not a player in the game. Rather, she was a member of the team of guards. Jun-ho then sets out with his team to find Ireland, because he was sure he would take Gi-hun to Ireland to play the game again. So now, they were going to find Ireland with the help of this tracker. Meanwhile, when Gi-hun regained consciousness, so he was back in the game, and this time again it was given number 456, and there were many other people there with him. After some time, the guards reached there, after which the guards welcomed all the players. Then everyone started asking questions about the game like before, and the guards told them all the rules like in Season 1, after which he told how much debt these people have. And some people had debts in millions, and one of them was Uncle Joan. Meanwhile, Gi-hun's team found Ireland with the help of this tracker, and they were speeding towards Ireland. Till then all the players were shown the money box, after which they were told that they have to play 6 games in 6 days, and the winner will get 45.6 billion won, in which they were going to get a new opportunity, in which there will be a voting after every game, whether they want to play the game further or not, in which if more players ask to close this game, then this money will be distributed to all of them, and will be kicked out of the game. Then Gi-hun was shocked to hear this, because this rule was put in place because of his coming. The game also featured 2 mothers and sons to clear all their past debts, and neither had told each other about coming to the game. Then everyone went ahead and signed the forms. Gi-hun saw that the rules on the forms were still the same, but only for this new rules were added. After some time, all the players moved forward. Then while taking their photos, there was also a famous rapper named Thomas, and everyone wanted to take photos with him. But the guards say it is not a selfie camera. Then Thomas promised everyone that he would go out and take photos with everyone. There was also a transgender named Kat, about which both mother and son started talking, after which Gi-hun also took his picture. Then the front man was looking at all these players. In the game, Gi-hun is met by his best friend Jang. They both met 3 years later. But then Gi-hun says, "I know enough about this game, so you have to do as I say." To which Jang agreed. From there, everyone came to the ground. And when they both saw there was a big doll, which made Gi-hun understand everything there. On the other hand, Gi-hun's team had reached Ireland, and one of his colleagues was also watching them from a drone. Then they found a man fishing there, and upon checking his belongings, they found the tracker inside the fish food. Then the fisherman says that a man came and gave me this fish food for free. On the other hand, in the game, everyone was told that they have to play red light, green light. And then Gi-hun also understood that something was wrong. And as he pulled out the tooth, he found out that the tracker had already been pulled out. Then a guard with a black mark came and told the front man that the game is now ready. Meanwhile, Gi-hun started telling everyone before the start of the game that when I speak, you will play it, and when I speak, you must stop. And if you move even a little, you will be killed. Now these things seem strange to everyone. Then the doll spins, and the game starts. And In-ho was watching this game sitting in his room. At the beginning of the game, Gi-hun was carrying everyone forward without flinching, from which no one was tracking the motion of the doll. But people still didn't care about Gi-hun. Still, everyone was moving forward slowly, and Gi-hun was driving everyone as a team. But then a fly sat on a girl's neck, which Thomas told him about. Then as soon as she moved, and then she was killed on the spot. And as soon as she died, all the people started running away from there. Then all the people were killed one by one, but there were still many people who remained loyal to Gi-hun, and one of the guards who killed those people was Mei. Gi-hun advanced with the remaining men. Thomas was also nervous there, and he ate the drug pill hidden in the cross. Gi-hun asks everyone to walk in a line so that our motion is less tracked. It was there that Mei noticed that Tom's father had also come to the game. Slowly, everyone was moving forward, then Thomas knocked some people down, by which those people were killed. And Thomas went on dancing because he take drugs, while the rest of the people were going to save their lives. And some people were killed when they moved, and snipers mostly shot in the legs. And one such wounded man sought Gi-hun's help. Gi-hun had completed the level but still came back to get him the man, and then he took it and moved on. Then Kat helped him there, and both of them went ahead with the man, and before the time ran out they both saved the man. Mei then shoots him dead, which caused all the other guards to flare up. We will know the reason for this later, due to which both of them were very sad because of not being able to save this man. On the other hand, all the sniper guards came out of their room, and all of them were looking at the black masked guard. On the other hand, Gi-hun's team was thinking about the next plan. Jun-ho then says that the gamers have brought us here, which means they won't be on any island around here. Caption then says that we should go back to where the storm is coming, after which everyone started going back. On the other hand, when the guards came to the players, like every time, all the players were very scared, and then they started requesting them to leave them alive. Then the guards said that there are only 365 players left after the first level, and everyone there was crying. Then Gi-hun says that there will be voting, in which if more players win, then you let them go back, because this is rule number 3. Then the guards say yes. But first the guards saw them winning money, and told that according to the new rule, all of you will be given a share of this money, which will be 24 million won. A lot of people here found this money less, because they had a lot of debt. Then the guards tell them that if you play the game until the end, you will win more money. There the guards started the voting, in which voting was started from reverse number, to which Gi-hun voted to close the game first. Then a girl sitting there says that we cannot decide where we want to die. There everyone was given a badge after voting, which he had to put on his jacket, in which many people were voting yes. When Gi-hun saw this, he was very angry, and said that this is not a children's game in which people are really killed. People there say, Gi-hun, you know a lot about the game, and were you sent by the game people to scare us? Then Jang says that he saved our life there, and now we should support him so that we can get back from here alive. Gi-hun then tells everyone that I have played this game before, and therefore I know all things, and I came here 3 years ago. And with me there were many players like you who were all killed. Then everyone there doubted that Gi-hun was the winner. Then Gi-hun tells that yes, I have won the game. So I know that if this game is played further, you guys will be killed too. Then a man started asking, where did your money go and why did you come back to this game again? Then Thomas says that you won earlier too, so now you help us all so that this time we all win this game together. Then Uncle Joan announced his support without asking Gi-hun, and all those people were exited to play this game. But Gi-hun wanted to stop this game because all their lives were in danger. Then the guards stopped Gi-hun because he was wasting the voting time. After which many people went and voted, in which both the votes were almost equal. Then both sides got equal votes on 364 votes. And now the decision was up to this one man. Then the number one player stepped forward and voted to continue the game, on which the people playing the game were very happy. But everyone else was pretty miserable. After which we were shown the face of the number one player, who was frontman In-ho himself. On the way, In-ho sees a sad Gi-hun and ends the part with him. So if you like this series, then don't forget to subscribe the channel for next part.